All right, guys, welcome to our interview today. We have Alyssa Ortiz. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. From MTV's Are You the One? How are you doing today?
I'm good. Tired
Good.
like every day, but yeah, I'm good.
Aw. So I see you dyed your hair since the show. It looks like your hair looks a little bit lighter.
Yeah, I thought when I came back, I always wanted to go blonde, but it was something I was kind of too scared to do. And ever since the show, I had this whole mindset like, no, who cares? Might as well do it now. So
Oh, there you
yeah,
go.
went light for the summer.
That's
Yep.
awesome. I think it looks cute.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, into Are You the One? How did you even get into the show? Like, what made you think you wanted to go on a finding a love show? Basically, is what it is.
Yeah. Well, my ex broke up with me last year in November, and my friend and I were joking around, and she was on Twitter, and she's like, "Hey, you should apply for this show. Are you the one?" And I was like, "Okay, like whatever." Submitted 3 pictures of myself, like 3 sentence bio, and we like joked. It was just like a huge joke, kind of like I didn't even know what the show was. I didn't actually think I was gonna like get on it, but then a month later, I got a call from like Burbank, California, and they said like I made it to the next step of the process, and then from there on out, it just domino effect kept happening, and so yeah, it
Oh,
was
wow.
all completely unplanned because like I know a lot of people from the show had like agents or like they kind of got like messaged on Instagram. So it's kind of cool that I literally just applied the old fashioned way and actually got the opportunity to go on it.
That's awesome. Now, coming on to the show, did you have any expectations of what to expect walking in, or were you kind of just like playing it by ear?
Yeah, I honestly, until I finally got to Maui, I literally like it was very surreal to me. I thought it was cool, like, oh, I'm gonna be on TV, like, and then it's funny because I would be like, oh wait, I'm supposed to like want a boyfriend. Like, I didn't even know if I wanted to start dating again. So it's like I wasn't even thinking of like the relationship aspect or like the money aspect. I was like, hey, I'm gonna have a bunch of Instagram followers after. Like, so I didn't really think that much into like actually what I was getting myself into. So I really didn't have any expectations. I didn't really think I was gonna like anyone on the show, and I was scared like I would like be this drunk college girl on it, and I was like the exact opposite. So I really had no idea what I was getting myself into when I signed up for it and when I got there.
That's funny. So you went into the show not even wanting to date anyone, and you were one of the first ones to find your perfect match.
So
How crazy is
typical, very
that?
very hopeless romantic of me, of course, but I think that's why my experience was so great because I was the one who went in not looking for something. And I think that's like the stories you hear is like good things happen when you stop looking for them type thing. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's very ironic that that happened to me because that usually doesn't.
Now, going into when you got sent into the truth booth, were you how confident were you that you and Sam were a perfect match? Were you like 100%, or were you kind of like 20% because you were unsure? So it's a weird
Um,
scenario.
yeah, I went back and forth with Sam and I being a match for a long time just because I kept saying like we said he's the only guy connected in the house. He's the only one that connected with me. Like it makes sense we'd be a perfect match, but like how many things in your life have you thought you were sure about and you weren't? Or how many times did you think something would work out and it didn't?
Yeah.
So I feel like in my head I knew we were a perfect match, but I didn't want to accept it or believe it. Like I needed that like on paper confirmation. Like I needed a truth booth to like verify it in order for me to be like, okay, this is real.
Oh, that's cool. Now we only got to see a little bit of you guys in the honeymoon suite. What was that like for you guys going into the honeymoon suite? I feel like it would be a little bit awkward because I mean, you guys know each other a little bit from the show, but
Yeah. Well, the honeymoon suite, I mean, like I've told everyone, the honeymoon suite was better than being in the house. Like I felt like I was on vacation with with 3 of my friends, Sam, Cameron, and Michaela, and we were just hanging out, no cameras, like half the time. So it really felt like we were friends on a vacation. But you're right. When it came to Sam and I, we had our first like fights and our first like real conversations in the honeymoon suite because we didn't know what it's like to be with each other outside of the house, like without the camera. So we learned a lot about each other, good and bad, once we got to the honeymoon suite. But it's what we needed. I mean, I think every couple that didn't get the opportunity to do that had a lot of problems outside of the house as well. So, because we're only human, that's normal.
yeah. Well, it's a weird thing when you meet someone on TV, I feel like, because you don't know what's actually real and what's just TV
Exactly.
cameras. So being in the honeymoon suite, you probably get to see all the little annoying
Mhm.
things like toothpaste
That's
or
Yeah, like we talked about things that we didn't want to see in the house because we knew the cameras were there, so we didn't want them to like use that like
yeah.
footage for anything. Like we were smart about that, but that's why it was hard though because all these conversations came out of nowhere the second we got to the honeymoon suite, which was hard, but we got through it. But it was a rude awakening, you know, after living in a house for that long, for like 6 weeks, you know, it gets to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. What was your favorite part of being in the actual house with everyone?
When people, yeah, I've been asked this a few times, and obviously, like, I loved things like challenge days were fun, ceremonies were fun,
Mhm.
but my favorite moments were like either like midday or like early morning, kind of when like no one was in like camera mode. So people were like very genuine who they were. Like
Mm.
John had a guitar that he got taken away from him a lot, but there because he'd play songs like copyright type thing. But it was like those times he'd play guitar and we'd all just like sing along to songs, or we'd play like a drinking game. Like they don't show things like that. So I think it's like the small memories where it felt like I was just with my friends. Like I didn't feel like I was on a TV show. I felt like I was just hanging out with genuinely good people and we were just in Hawaii together. So it was those small moments, I think, that is what helped keep me grounded, made me feel like being here was like the right decision, because things got hectic, you know, being on TV,
Yeah.
being recorded 24/7. So my favorite part of being in the house was just those genuine moments I got with people.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Now, besides Sam, who were you closest to in the house? Like, who were your friends that you would go to talk to or just to hang out with?
Yeah. My closest friends, I would say in the beginning, right off the bat, were Cam, 6'8" Cam, and Nicole. I think the reason I connected them so well too is because they both are just college students who
Mm.
applied for the show. You know, they very grounded, genuine people. So I think that's why I connected with them very well. They're kind of like my like go-to when like all was
Mhm.
like bad and whatnot. I also was close with Tori. I mean, Tori, everyone was close with Tori because she just has that
Mhm.
energy, you know, that vibe that like everyone just wants to be your friend. So she was very helpful to me during times of need. And then something about John I really like. Me and John were friends. You know, we talked here and
Mhm.
there. We still talk now. So I think Nicole tweeted last night, John's like a Sour Patch Kid. First he's sour, then he's sweet. That's really the perfect
Oh
way to
gosh,
describe John. So
that's
yes.
funny. That's awesome.
And then obviously, sorry, friends
Go
with them
ahead.
all. Obviously, Karen and Michaela, I
Mm.
became closest with because of the honeymoon suite. So that's probably
Yeah.
those two are the ones I'm friends with most now too.
Now, how far from like the house where everyone else was the honeymoon suite? Were you guys like super close, like that you could just walk there?
I'm gonna say no. I never knew exactly where I was in
Oh.
Maui. I mean, we just traveled in a van half the time, but it wasn't like walking distance. It
Oh,
was
okay.
actually like a resort, like a nice resort, like at least 10 minutes away, maybe more, but I guess I never knew the exact time, but never close enough.
Oh, okay. So you guys really
Yeah.
were pretty excluded from everyone
Yeah.
then.
It really was a honeymoon suite. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool though. It looked really gorgeous though on
Oh my
TV.
God. It was
It looks
amazing.
so pretty.
Sunsets and sunrises. We like, woke up specifically or didn't go to sleep specifically just to watch them on the beach. It felt like I was in like a planetarium, like corner to corner.
That's awesome. Now, what were your thoughts on basically all the different matchups? We finally figured out who everyone's perfect matches were. Did you agree
I
or did
remember
you disagree with them?
I could see they make sense, is what I realized. But I think that's not always the best kind of relationship though.
Mm.
I think that can make for a great friendship, things like that. But like you have to take into account like physical attraction. If there's no physical attraction at the bat, you know, you can't make something work out, you know. But like people say about like Kaylin and Asaph, that was like a big shocker moment for people. But it makes
Yeah.
sense because like they're opposites, but it's like the thing about Ari the One is they say it's not about what you want, it's about what you need. So like what balances you out. So I mean with me and Sam, we knew that right off the bat. That's how we thought we could be a match. Like Kaylin, extremely independent, you know, very mature. Asaph, really fun, a little immature, not in a bad way, but they could complement each other, you know. So
Yeah.
I think that really makes sense if you look at it that way. But realistically, I don't know how many of those actually would pursue each other.
Yeah, no, I agree. It always fascinates me when we find out the matches because I feel like a lot of them don't. I mean, they do make sense on paper, I guess, but I feel like in real life they don't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you need that click, you know, that's how a relationship start. You need
Yeah.
that feeling when you know type thing. So I think MTV just forcing people together saying this is your perfect match isn't always gonna result in a relationship. But
Yeah.
some people like
No,
Cameron.
that's true. We've
Hmm.
had, I know Amber and Ethan from season one, they're married and
Yes,
have a little girl. So
that's a great story. Yes,
it does work occasionally.
it does.
Now, what immediately drew you to your perfect match, Sam? What made you even pursue him?
Um, okay, so ironically, Sam is from Barrington, Illinois, and I'm from Illinois. So
Okay.
Barrington's only like 20 minutes from my hometown. I know like a bunch of people from his high school. So when people knew I was going on the show, someone sent me a screenshot and they're like, "Hey, this guy Sam's gonna be on the show," and like they like found out, and I remember scrolling through his Instagram and I was like, "Oh yeah, he's hot, but like, not my type, like whatever." So like when I got to the first day in the house, I saw him and I told him like, "Hey, this is super creepy, but like, you're from Barrington? Like I saw your Instagram, like I know who you are." And then we started talking about mutual friends. So like it really did start off as like a friendship because we both were kind of those normal grounded people. Like everyone's inside, like taking shots. The first fight of the night already happened, and me and Sam were just on the hammocks, like, "All right, do you want to just talk out here?" And we're like, "Sure." So I think I was just drawn to like literally to the friendship, the conversations, what kept me around with him, and obviously over time that those feelings developed and whatnot. But that is how it initially started.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. We didn't see you pursue any other guys in the house. Did you ever pursue any other guys in the house?
No, I did get wrapped up with Sam pretty early, and people kind of respected that like early too. So I feel like that's why guys didn't even like reach out to me. It's because like they knew like, oh, Sam's girl, like they're the strong couple. There is some little tidbits with John. I feel that moments because by the end of the show, John told me he had feelings for me like once it was over. So I don't think John is my type or someone I would actually be with, but it makes me like think like maybe what if I like talked to John? You know, what if like maybe I did something different type thing? But I never actually pursued someone. I'm glad I didn't though. I feel like me and Sam deserved each other in that sense. So I don't think it had to have been done.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good thing. I enjoy seeing when people can find each other a little bit early on instead of like going out and making out with everyone trying to find their perfect match.
To find them. Yeah.
Because then I feel like when you get with your perfect match, it's almost like this person's been with
like,
like
yeah, that's
people.
like with Asaph, it sucks, but he had to like I did Francesca, went to Tori, went to Camille, and then back to Francesca. It's like it's hard to figure is this genuine because like now you ran through the three to figure it out. Like I don't know.
Now I don't know if I can ask this question, so if not, just cut me off. But are you and Sam still together? Everyone wants to know.
Yeah, we've been putting this off because we've just been trying to go about a way to do it. But I actually said, I guess I'll just say it today in this interview right here. No, we are not together. It's a lot. I don't want to sound like every other story saying like, no, it didn't work out. We're still friends, like, which is true. But like, we really tried. Like when the show ended, I visited him in LA. Like I flew out to LA a week later. Well, not even. I met his family first in Barrington. Then I flew out to LA. So things were good. And then when I got there, I noticed he was acting kind of like distant. It was kind of like awkward, like when I stayed. So then I get back here and he tells me he's like confused now, doesn't know if he wants to try and like do this anymore because the distance. And it was just like all like in his head, like type thing. So we just decided like, okay, let's just be friends, I guess then. Still having feelings for each other. But then over time, I started seeing someone at my school, like here, and he didn't really know about that. So while I was moving on, he actually realized he wanted to be with me. So then this was in July. We were fighting to be with me, and I was confused too because I liked both of them, and so basically I had to make a decision. And I told him, I'm like, I'm sorry, but like the distance is too much. Like I'm gonna pick the guy that's here, like something physical that I can like deal with. And like he didn't take that very well. We didn't talk for a few weeks, and like now, literally like the last week, we finally have been talking as friends again, just because it was a breakup. I guess you could call it, happened in July, so it was kind of hard for both of us. We both needed our space, but also like so. The main thing was distance, technically, because if we were together, I feel like none of this would have happened. But I'm moving to LA when I graduate in May. So we're going to put like, I don't want to say put him on a back burner, but kind of like see what happens when I move out there or something, because distance is the only thing that's like been preventing us from pursuing each other.
So what I'm hearing in all this is maybe in a year, you guys will be back together.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm just saying we were when we were together in Hawaii in the honeymoon suit, we were good. So it's like I think to have that taken away, that like physical and just seeing each other like every day, have that taken away, it was just really difficult, like transition. And like not having to see him, you know, being with other guys at school, like it's it would just be too hard. And he's only done long distance relationships with both his exes, so it's like I don't want to be a third just long distance relationship, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll see
That
how
makes
things
sense.
are by then.
Well, good. I think everyone's gonna be crossing their fingers. Everyone loves you guys.
I know.
I know you got. I think just because you guys were one of the early on couples, everyone fell in love with that relationship. It was so fun to
See,
watch.
that's why I keep saying, like, I want people to know that we were genuine, like it wasn't all fake, because like we really did try to be together this whole summer, and life just, what happens, like always, life just doesn't allow it, you know. So that's why I'm not going to say like, oh, we're just better off as friends. Like maybe we are, but maybe we aren't. I don't know. So it's something we'll have to see.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll figure it out. It'll be good. So are you still seeing this guy from your school?
No, I'm actually not seeing him either. So yeah,
Just
of course I go on his show
now.
No, but he's like someone I've been on and off with before. So it's been complicated. He's like 4 or 5 years older than me, so a lot of our endings have been due to just timing as well. So everything with me has just been timing, so it kind of sucks. But he's one of my good friends before, so even now we still hang out and talk. But that's why I think this whole thing is ironic, because even though I'm still single now. I learned a lot about myself and what I want, and I'm like, maybe now is the time to be single. And just I've school. I'm a senior now, so I'm gonna just focus on school and then work on getting out of here. You know, like maybe that was the reason for me going on the show, was to like help me find like just another like something out about myself, like where I should be. So that's why I'm not too upset about where I'm at.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think going on these shows are always cool because it kind of shows you, like you said, what you need, not necessarily what you want. And you make pretty good friends out of it too, though, which is always a plus.
I'm saying I got a lot out of this than I thought I would. So I'm definitely not upset with my outcome.
Now, since the show's over, you said you're back in school. What are you studying to do?
Oh yeah, I'm studying broadcast journalism. So ironically, I want to work with television, production, things like that. So I actually was saying like that's why I want to move to LA, because I know there's big opportunity there, and so I kept in touch with a lot of the producers because they're all in LA. So I feel like that getting in the show almost did help me with a career path even. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So ironically, that worked out in my favor.
Well, that's nice though. Now you have a few connections out there.
Yes, exactly.
That's cool. Now, what are you doing besides school? Obviously, I know you're in school. What are you doing with everything since the show's wrapped up? Everything's aired now. So have you been getting any like sort of weird hate mail or fan mail? I know it's probably weird, but
no, honestly, what I get asked like every single day is, "Are you and Sam still together? Sam is such a lucky guy. Sam," and like, which is fine, but like, I feel like I don't like how much like representation I'm getting just like tied to Sam. So that's been kind of like annoying that like people only recognize me because like Sam's a lucky guy. Like, or no, they say you're such a lucky guy for having Sam, and I'm like, okay, isn't Sam a lucky guy for having me? Like, I think everyone's just very on like it's all about like Sam, but that's girls, I guess. But that's the only annoying thing I ever get sometimes. Other than that, people are really nice. Like they tell me like, hey, I'm your big, like you're my favorite on the show because you're so genuine, because you're so down to earth, because you're not the crazy one. So I was worried of becoming a loser just because I wasn't like the loud one, but I'm happy to have fans that actually recognize like who I really am.
Yeah. Now, did you actually watch all of the episodes as they aired?
Yes, I did. I never watched them live, but we got to see them before. So I always knew what to expect every time. So that was fun. By the time I was in the honeymoon suite, it felt like I was just watching a TV show because I didn't even know, because I didn't know what happened. Like the exes episode, I didn't know anything about that. So that was my favorite episode, I think. So that was fun it's fun to watch when you're out of the house.
Now, was it weird to watch yourself on TV though?
Yeah, every time I came on TV, I kind of be like, ew, okay, like I don't want to watch, like this is awkward. Especially when they showed like my like makeout scene with Sam in like the pool. My mom was like, hello, like morning, please, next time. And I'm like, I'm sorry. It was funny. Weird. Like it's weird hearing like, I mean, because I'm a broadcast journalism major, I do I work for a news station. I'm an anchor. So like I'm very used to hearing myself, seeing myself, hearing myself back. But I think just watching it unscripted on TV, on MTV is a little different.
Yeah. I think it's so funny because some people love watching themselves on TV and other people refuse to watch because they're just it makes me so uncomfortable.
People like don't even like hearing voicemails like of their own voice and things like that. So
yeah,
that makes sense.
That's so funny. Now I'm not gonna ask any more about Sam because I know you guys are doing your own thing.
No, yeah.
But everyone wants to know when. How do I word it better? Okay, so everyone wants to know: did you guys actually? How long were you guys together? Like from the time the show wrapped taping to you guys ended things. How long was there in between there?
See, that's what me and Sam were saying. Is ironic. We never actually were together, like ever.
Okay, so you guys were in like different cities.
It was always like literally the way I explained it is like I wanted Sam, he didn't want me, and then it switched. Sam wanted me, I didn't want him, and then we had to come to a conclusion of let's be friends. So that's the thing, we never actually dated, but we were always like
trying.
Yeah, there's always just so much going on with us. We were always texting, always trying to like to pick each other apart, like trying to figure out us. Like,
yeah,
I don't even know. Me and Sam started saying like I love you to each other like after the show. I mean, it wasn't like it had some romantic like meaning to it, but even that's why fans now freak out when they see that we say like I love this girl, like I love her. It started as romantic, but like I mean, me and Sam are two of the only like closest matches. If we're not together, we're the closest out of all the matches, I would say. So we never actually dated, but we do have the whole romantic part down. So
yeah. So what was your biggest takeaway from the whole overall experience? What was the biggest thing you took away from this experience?
That's a good question.
That's a hard one.
They asked me this in my interview actually in Hawaii, and I was like, money, maybe the money. I don't know. It's a lot of money. No, lesson wise, honestly, I don't even know.
Money is a lot of like.
There's a lot of like little small things like I kept saying like it was like a really good learning experience for me. Like I made myself very vulnerable and to Sam, and like it didn't work out, and it was kind of like an eye opener to me, and like kind of how I'm saying like it kind of taught me like not to close up my heart more, but like not wear
your heart on your sleeve.
Not wear on my yeah, exactly, because I mean, there's moments in Maui I'd be laying on the beach by myself, and I was like, I could do this by myself. I don't need someone to be doing this with me. You know, it's like taking me from Illinois all the way to Maui for 10 weeks. You know, it's like it opened me up to like adventure, to just opportunity, just doing something different that you like. It wasn't even about finding love or winning money at that point. It's just I was in Maui like 3 months ago. I was sitting in my Agar 120 class, you know, just like hating life, and like now I'm sitting in Maui right now, and just like kind of showed me that you can really do anything you want to do if you want or if you try. Like you just go for things. And I think that's why it kind of sucks for me right now that I'm back at school, but that's why I'm like, I am going to LA when I graduate because I have no reason not to. And I know if I don't want to have regrets. If I never applied for this show, if I never called them back, I would have had regrets. And that's why I feel like there's one thing I learned. It's that great things can happen when you least expect it.
Yeah, that's true. Now, you mentioned money first.
Yeah.
What do you plan on doing with your money that you won?
I have no idea. I'm still working. I have a job, so I make pretty good money. I'm a Irish pub. So I honestly think I'm gonna put away like a lot of it, like a lot. Especially, I'm saying if I move to LA in May, and there's just like this amazing place I want to get, I want to be able to be like, okay, maybe I can just use this money for now to pay for it. So
there you go.
Yeah, I know LA is expensive, so I'm trying to try and definitely save a lot for that, and then me and Michaela were saying we want to all go on like a girls trip somewhere. She has a house in Puerto Rico, so like maybe we just go to Puerto Rico for like New Year's Eve or something. So I'm gonna be practical with my money, you know, like it's a lot of money, but it's not winning the lottery, you know. So it's like you do have to be smart about it. But since I have a job, I'm not too worried about like paying for I'm not gonna like pay for like my like food or like going out or anything with it. So
well, that's good. At least you're saving, not spending. Exactly. A lot of people just spend it.
Exactly. I'm like, I said there's one thing I do want to do is I want to go to a bar and buy the whole entire bar around shots.
Oh, there you
They
go.
do
They would
that
love
in
you.
movies. I'm like, that's only like $500 probably or something if you go on like a Monday night.
That would be so fun. Everyone would be
Yeah.
like, let's do this again.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if I want people to know I have that much money actually, but
That's true.
from anonymous, we'll say that.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Everyone seems like they're happy, except for everyone's a little bit sad about your relationship status, but they will get over it.
It's not over for good. We always compare our relationship to like The Notebook, but we just
Oh,
need
gosh.
to do. I think we both have just always been searching and wondering like when we're gonna meet someone, and even when we met each other, it's like, were we actually ready for that? You know, like I think I'm only 22, so I think being single is a little bit more of what I need,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Hey, it works. Everyone's different. Whatever works for you works, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Any last minute thoughts on the show, your fans, anything?
I just want people to know that the show is 100% unscripted. There's no script. They never tell us what to say. They just give us lots of booze. So natural feelings and emotions come out that way. But people have been always message me about that, so I'll tell people that much.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming and spending your time with us and letting us know a little bit about what's going on in your life.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. I was happy. This is the first time I've come out and said about me and Sam, so I'll be sure to share this, let people know. This is the first look they can get it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, and we will talk soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks. Bye.
Yep. Bye.